Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, someone's mowing the grass in the background. But today I'm using a different camera altogether so I can try posting more. But today I'm doing an amigurumi design. This is an Among Us character. I know that thousands of people have already made them and posted them on YouTube, but my channel, people have been requesting Among Us characters, so I decided that I'd do it with some yarn instead, because I don't actually have enough bands to do an Among Us character. Also, Olympia Loomer has already come up with a Among Us pattern, and I don't want to be rude and make it an Among Us character design, because he worked really hard on that, and yeah. But I'm just gonna show you what we're using for the video today. So the first thing I'm using is this velvet like pink yarn. It's a little bit more not pink in the camera, but it is definitely pink. Maybe if I move the light a little bit, but it definitely is pink. And it's velvet, so it's very soft. This is just what I'm using. You can use any other yarn you want. You can probably use a regular kind of yarn. This is just a piece I have. You could probably use a yarn like this. This is just what I'm using. You can use any other chunky yarn or yarn like this. So yeah. You're also going to need a pair of scissors, because we are going to be doing some cutting. You're going to need your crochet hook, obviously, and I'm using the 5.50 millimeter hook. You can't really see it. I'm sorry about that. But I'm using the 5.50 millimeter hook. I'm so sorry for the background noise. So yeah, thick hook for some thick yarn. And I'm also using a knitting needle for the sewing. I don't want to use any sharp needles. This is a knitting needle just for sewing, because we are going to be doing a little bit of sewing with the goggle and the backpack. So I am also only using this pink color in the tutorial today. I'm not using any white or black or any colors because I don't have any. But I think it'll look super cute as like a little plushie for Among Us. And yeah, that's just what I'm doing. So get your materials out and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off by just showing you the pattern of what I'm going to be showing you today. I did write this all down as neatly as I could, because I know I wanted to show you guys the pattern. So it starts up here. This is the body, and I do make the backpack and the goggle at the end. So, but you can just screenshot this, and some of this you might not understand. I did write some notes to myself sometimes. Now I'm going to flip the page. Okay. So that is the pattern I'm doing today. I'm going to be reading off of this as I'm doing the video. And yeah, so I'm going to start just by grabbing my yarn and my hook and unravel it a little bit. Also, I did buy the yarn from Michael's. You can also buy any chunky yarn off of Amazon or whatever. So, yeah. But I'm going to be starting off with a magic ring. And a magic ring, you just wrap a piece of yarn around your fingers like that to make a little cancer ribbon. Then you're going to pull then I'm going to go in with my fingers into the circle that we made, that would surround our two fingers, and I'm going to pull through the little piece of yarn that's hanging off. Just like that. And I'm going to pull through and pull it tight. Just like that. And this is just what I do to make my magic rings. It could be completely different for anyone else. But then I go wrap a piece of yarn. Oh wait, hold on. People do it different ways, but then I am going to chain 1. And now I'm going to make my stitches. So to make my stitches, I'm going to yarn over, then go into the center, grab some yarn and pull back, yarn over again and pull through everything. Just like that. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do 6 stitches of that. So I just did 1, now 2. 3. 4. 5. Oops. And that was 6. Now I'm just going to pull tight from my little end piece that's in the back, and I'll kind of make it into a circle. So this is my first stitch, and for this next row, or for the first row, I'm going to do an increase row all the way around. And I forgot to say that you're going to need a stitch marker, so hold on a moment. But basically, I'm going to go into the next stitch first before I put my stitch marker in. I'm just going to do a single crochet. Then I'm going to grab my stitch marker. I'm just using this piece of yarn that I showed you in the beginning. And basically for every row, I'm just going to go and pull it through. You can obviously use a thing, yeah. But just add your stitch marker. This is just what I'm using. I'm sorry, it looks really bad, but this is just what I'm using. This is what I have. So yeah, but now you can just continue doing increases around. So 2 single crochets into every stitch. It's just like rainbow loom. So if you do want to make this into a rainbow loom design, then you can with your bands. This is just what I'm doing with yarn instead. And just you're going to do that all the way around until you get back to the stitch that you put the thing in. So I'm just going to take it out and then I'm going to do the stitch. So you should have 12 stitches around. I'm obviously not going to count because it's a little bit hard for me with the fuzzy yarn. But you can count to make sure that you have 12 stitches. Obviously, it doesn't entirely matter if you have that amount of stitches or not. Just make sure that it's around 12 stitches. And for the next row, we're going to be doing a single crochet and then an increase around. So I'm going to add my stitch marker in the, right after I do the first stitch. So I'm going to do my single crochet. And then I'm just going to pull through my stitch marker. Obviously, you can do whatever you're going to do for that. Also, I'm sorry if you hear any interruptions. My mom keeps asking me what I want for dinner. but I just added my stitch marker, so I'm going to continue doing single crochets and increases around. And obviously, I don't expect any of the people that are going to watch this on my channel, I don't expect any of you guys know how to do this, so don't worry. Just try your best, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to undo my thing, and I'm going to do my last stitch for this row. And now for the next row, I'm going to be doing a single crochet, and then an increase. So I'm going to go into my first stitch, do a single crochet, and then I'm going to add my stitch marker. I wish you guys didn't have to see me do that every single time I edit it in, but I don't know how to edit it out, I guess. I'm sorry. I'm giving amigurumi a try, I guess. I don't know. Trying my best. Okay. So for the next row, I'm going to be doing a single crochet and single crochet and increase. So I just did my first single crochet. Now this is my second, and now I'm going to do an increase. And just continue doing that all the way around. You can obviously skip ahead if you're quicker than me at this. But yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do 8 rows around of just single crochets. You can do them, you can just pause the video and do them. I'm going to do them off camera, so you don't have to see me do that. But just do 8 rows of single crochets around, and also you should have 24 stitches around on your Among Us doll so far character. And yeah, I'll be right back when I have the 8 rows done. Okay, I have finished the 8 rows that I just said for you guys to do. So you should be done with your 8 rows of single crochets. You should still have 24 stitches around. And now we're going to start the legs. So basically, I'm going to start stuffing right after I show you how to make the chain part. But this is just what I'm going to be doing. So basically you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to count 12 stitches to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to go into the 13th, because then I'll have a little leg right here and a leg right here. And I'll show you how that's going to make sense. So then I'm in that first stitch, and I'm going to pull through, and then I'm going to do a single crochet. Just like that. So now they are attached. And basically, for one side of the leg, I'm going to be using this area, and the other side, I'm going to be using this area. So now I'm going to do one row of single crochet. I'm going to do one leg with you, and the other one I'm going to do off. I'll kind of explain it. But basically, right now, I'm just going to do one row around of single crochets with this little circle. So I'm going to go around, and then once we get back to those 4 chains, I'll show you what to do. But, because you want to do a full circle around, not just half a circle, if that makes any sense. But, I'll show you what to do in a moment. So just do your single crochets around the first leg. Okay. So now I am going to go through that first stitch that was still attached to the body. And now we're going to be doing 2 single crochets where we added those 4 chains. So you're going to go underneath, pull the yarn through, and then single crochet, and one more underneath, pull through, up, and chain. So that was your first row around for the leg. Now you're going to do 3 more rows. I'm just going to go in, do a single crochet, because that is where I started the first circle. And I'm going to use a stitch marker to track how many rows I'm doing, but I'm going to be doing 3 more rows on that leg, and I'll be right back. You're going to do 3 more rows on that leg, and I'll show you how to do the other leg, because there is a part that I have to show you to do before you can get started on the leg. And also, if you want to, you can start stuffing the body. I forgot to say you're going to need some stuffing. You can use polyfill or whatever you want to use. You can use yarn scraps. Honestly, I have a few yarn scraps, I'm just going to put them in. But just do 3 rows of single crochets on the first leg, and then come back and I'll teach you how to do the second leg. Okay, I have finished the 3 rows of single crochets that I said to do on the leg, and I did move my stitch marker up, so this so I don't have to, you don't have to see me move that up for this row. But for this row of the leg, I'm going to be doing a single crochet and then a decrease. So I just did a single crochet. Now I'm going to be doing a decrease, and I'm just going to take the front half of the first stitch and the front half of the next stitch and stitch those 2 together. And I'm just going to do a single crochet and a decrease all the way around until I get back to my first, until I get back to my stitch marker. Also, I'm very sorry for the bad quality of the video. I am using a different camera, like I said. So. Okay, so I'm just going to remove my stitch marker. And now I'm going to be stuffing the leg. I did stuff the body a little bit, so it's stuffed, and I don't have to remember to stuff it. But you're going to need to stuff the leg now, because now we are just going to sew up the leg in a moment. So hold on a moment. Also, if you're using a chunkier yarn, I do think it tends to take a lot more stuffing for when you're making stuff like this, because that's just what's happening for me right now. But that's okay. I'm trying to make it a little bit not stuffed all the way, but stuffed like enough so that's really plushy and squishy and like a nice kind of stuffed animal. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing. But now I'm gonna leave a little bit of excess yarn. Grab your scissors. You can get rid of your stitch marker and crochet hook. Cut the yarn where you think there's enough space to finish sewing up the leg. I might stuff my leg a little bit more. I'm sorry, I need more stuffing than I thought. And then basically, I still have a little stitch that I have open, so I'm just gonna pull this long piece of yarn through and pull it tight. Then I'm going to grab, one of my yarn needles, and I'm gonna put the yarn, or the knitting needles, I don't know what to call them, and just do that. And now you're just going to sew it up. And do that around. Until it is closed, obviously. Sorry for the background noise. And, oops, I accidentally didn't do it all the way. But yeah, you just kind of want to keep going until the hole that you, the leftover hole from the leg is closed up. But I'm just going to keep going a little bit longer. Okay, that's good. So then I'm just going to go into a random stitch with my hook. I'm just going to grab my hook again. Go into a random stitch with my hook and pull the yarn through. I'm just going to slip through. I don't know, I'm doing it in like a little kind of knot thing that I learned how to do. And at the end you can just, I'm going to cut the yarn a little bit because I don't need all the excess yarn. And then you can just tuck that in, that little piece of yarn in, to the doll. Until it is just completely gone. So basically you're going to repeat the same process for the other leg. I'm sorry if that didn't make any sense. But I am going to show you how to start the other leg because there's a big gap right there. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. But basically, you're just going to go in with your hook into the other side. And you're just going to leave your hook there. And then you're going to take your yarn, make a slip knot. And I'm sorry that I'm not showing you how to do every single thing little, like exactly. But I'm just going to pull my slip knot through. Remember to hold onto the tail though of the slip knot so that it doesn't come undone or, and stuff. And then I'm just going to chain one. And at the end, I am going to end up sewing that closed on the sides because I don't know how else to do that. But it shouldn't really show if you don't want to sew it up. But, yeah. So now I'm just going to crochet around one row. And basically, after you sew this first row around, you're just going to do 3 more rows. Then you're going to do the same thing you did for the other leg. So you're doing a single crochet and then a decrease. And then you're just going to sew the leg up with the yarn needle or the sewing needle, or I mean the knitting needle once you are done. And then you're just going to tie it off, tuck it in, and you have to also remember to stuff. So you can just kind of rewind and repeat the same thing you did for the other leg. And yeah, I'm going to be right back when I finished the other leg. Okay, I finished the body for the Among Us doll. It does have some holes in that, but that's just because I overstuffed it a little bit. But I really love it. It's super plushy and so soft. I think it's very cute little guy so far. I'm gonna show you guys how to make the backpack right now. So for the backpack, obviously you're gonna need your yarn and your needle, or your crochet needle. And this is gonna be a little bit different from the body. So first off, you're gonna make a slip knot. I don't know. I'm gonna undo that because I don't want my tail to be so long. Okay, that's better. But you're going to make a slip knot, and now we're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. The backpack you're not going to be able to make if you're doing this with rainbow loom, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah, that's just what I'm doing, so sorry about that. But now you're going to be going into the second stitch from your hook and doing a single crochet. Then you're going to go down and do 7 single crochets. You're going to go down and do single crochets into all the stitches. And now we're in the last stitch, and I'm going to do 3 stitches into it. So it was 1, back in, 2, and I try to ignore the tail, and 3. Now I'm going to do stitches in to the ones that I've already made stitches in. So I'm going to go in to the one that I've already made a stitch in and do another stitch in the back of it though.
That was years ago.
And I'm going to do that across again. keep going to the end. So now I'm going back into that first stitch that I was working in, and I'm going to do 2 more stitches in it. 1, 2. So now it has the total of 3 stitches, and this side just like this side. Now I'm going to be doing 8 rows around on that. You're going to use your stitch marker to keep track, and you're going to do 8 rows around, and that is to make the backpack really long. And then come back to me when your 8 rows are done. And I forgot to say, they're all single crochets. So go ahead and do that, and all 8 rounds. Okay, so I finished the 8 rows and I tied it off. You do want to leave some yarn, a lot of yarn actually, left over after you tied it off, because we are going to be sewing it to the body, and we're also going to be sewing it shut. So get your yarn needle or your knitting needle, sewing needle, and just sew it up. I'm just going in across a bunch of times. You can also stuff the backpack if you want. I'm not, just kind of like it flat in my opinion, but you can do it differently. And I don't think, I don't know how much yarn I need to sew it to the body, but now you're just going to place it where you think it'll look good. So I'm going to place it right here, and you can just start going in and sewing it onto the body. I'm just going to go ahead and do this off camera, because this is going to take a good little bit of my time, and I don't know if you guys want to see me do this. So you guys can just pause the video and do it, and I'll be right back. I finished sewing it onto the back, and I think it looks pretty good. It looks pretty seamless too, so that's really nice. Now we are going to do basically the same thing we did for the backpack, but I'm only going to do 2 rows around instead of 8. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to do the beginning part again. I am actually going to show you a quick little diagram of kind of what to do for the first row, so it makes a little bit more sense if you guys didn't understand. So this is the little diagram. These little circles each mean little stitches, chains. So you're going to do 7 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you're going to start doing single crochets around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 single crochets on the top, and then on this stitch you're going to have 3 stitches, like I said earlier, 1, 2, and 3, and then you're going to go down again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to do 3 stitches on this side, 2, which you should already have 1 there, so you're going to do 2 more. And then you're going to do 2 rows around. So basically that's what you're going to do for the goggles. And just to make this video not that much longer, I'm not going to show you how to make that goggle. But that was the sort of pattern for the beginning of the goggle, and yeah, I'll be right back when I have the goggle done. Okay, so once you're done with the 2 rows, I just cut my yarn off, and I've got enough for sewing, and then I'm just going to pull through my stitch. And there is some yarn on the inside, but I'm just going to leave that inside. And we attach it to the face. Just like that. So grab your yarn needle. I'm also going to put a little bit of stuffing while I'm at it. So to make it stick out a little bit. And I don't exactly know how much I'm going to need, but it's okay. Just enough, like just that. I'm going to bring my knitting needle, sewing needle. And I'm just going to start going in and sewing it. And you can do it while I'm doing it. This is a pretty quick thing to do. Shouldn't take you that long to sew it. So I'm just doing this on camera because I'm almost done anyway. So, but I think it looks so good. Again, you can use any color you want for the backpack and the goggle especially. Like, I'm just using pink because I don't have any white and black or even like a gray color, like a light gray color. I only have this pink, but you can use any color you want. So I'm just kind of then going in with the yarn a bunch of places to kind of sort of tie it. I guess, I don't know, that doesn't make sense. So once you're done with sewing, I'm just going to cut it and tuck that piece of a yarn that's hanging off into the body with my crochet hook. And just like that, you think you're done with the Among Us doll. I think it's so cute. I love this design. I'm so proud of it. And yeah, so remember, you can make this in any color you want. Super cute, super adorable. And yeah, this is today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed my design of this Among Us doll in amigurumi. Again, if you do make it with a thinner yarn, it will come out much smaller. So just know that it's not going to come out as big as mine did. Mine is pretty big, really. It's like a really cute stuffed animal. But yeah, I really like it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to go follow my TikTok, coco.looms. I mean, sorry, not Coco. chloe.looms.official. And yeah. Remember to subscribe and like the video. I'm pretty sure my comments randomly have been like turning off. I don't know why, but comment below what you want to see next if you can. And yeah, get ready to see this turn into something that's super cute and adorable. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Also, comment down below if you want me to do more amigurumi designs. And yeah, love you guys. Bye.